my life before this game can he stink!
Oh shit!
It's gone!
Good evening, A2D Radio, and welcome to another edition of In This Very Ring, right here, live on A2D Radio. I am the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be, the excellence of execution. I am Ritz, and joining me as always is the Maritosi Town himself, the one they call Butters. Butters, how are you, my guy?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing great. I'm doing fan-fucking-tastic this holiday weekend, boys and girls.
That's right. It is a holiday weekend. It is Labor Day weekend. And
you know,
with that,
I really almost forgot that it was holiday weekend because, you know.
we don't get the days off.
No, at Coke, I never had a holiday off. And now here I am working at this new job, and oh my God, I have a holiday off. What the hell?
Yeah. See,
what's a holiday, folks?
We were really hoping that we were going to get the day off, and they were like, haha, everybody but you guys. Oh, thanks. Awesome.
Wow. That sounded like us at Coke.
Yeah, no kidding. But it is a holiday weekend, and we have a lot in store this evening. It's almost like a holiday when it comes to pro wrestling. We've got 3 shows. 1 we're going to recap. 2 we're going to preview tonight. Clash at the Castle, NXT Worlds Collide, and AEW All Out tomorrow night. So let's get right into it. But before we do, we want to thank our sponsors, Alonzi Travel, specializing in creating the vacation of your dreams at Disney, Universal, or wherever your heart calls you. Let their talented team of travel experts, including yours truly, create a custom vacation for you without any of the stress. Alonzi, on over to alonzi-travel.com/take the trip to get in touch with myself or one of the other talented travel agents, and make sure you tell them that In This Very Ring sent you. Like I've already mentioned, we had Clash of the Castle earlier today, and we're going to start things off tonight by recapping that event. 7 matches on the card, really 6 on the main show, 1 on the pre-show. So let's thank our sponsor, Specialized Physical Therapy, Dr. Paul Vidal and his team at specializedphysicaltherapy.com, or his 2 locations at Burlington and Cherry Hill, New Jersey. He's our doc. Make him yours. That's Dr. Paul Vidal, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. That topic of conversation is Drew McIntyre not winning the main event at WWE Clash of the Castle is a major mistake. Agree, disagree. The chat is already exploding. Butters, lay it on me. What do you got?
Biggest mistake ever.
Why? Break it down.
Dear God, man, you've had this reign, this huge...
Sorry.
I have a glandular problem, sir. No, I'm just kidding.
I was doing DX. I don't know what you were doing.
Stewie with the trumpet behind fat people.
All right, not what I was doing, but that's also very good.
That's what it sounded like. I wasn't hearing DX. I was
trying not to have, copyright.
I get that, but you sounded more like the yeah. Anywho, no. Big mistake. You had hometown hero in a sense. You had right there should have been the climax of Roman's reign. That should have been
there.
That should have been the pinnacle where that's where you ended.
Also,
that's where you
there.
you end it there. You make it worthwhile. You got the big pop. You got the big cheer. You would have the biggest moment in this era of WWE history if you'd have had Drew McIntyre take that entire reign and end it right there.
Right.
You could have had Drew McIntyre raise the belt. He could have done whatever he wanted. You name it. It'd have been the perfect send-off for Roman. I wouldn't say send-off, but it would have been perfect send-off for his reign. And you go and just go, oh, hi. I'm going to stop you with Solo. because the Usos for some reason ain't there.
Well, and so I want to break that part down.
It proves the point that Roman can't get the job done by himself.
Okay. All right. So we've got a lot coming in the chat. So let's kind of start with the chat first before I dive into it, because I feel like I'm going to jump on my soapbox here, and I'm just going to go on a rant. So we might as well hit the chat first because there's a lot of good stuff in here. Brian Daly saying, "What's up, guys? What's going on, Brian?" Check Brian out every Tuesday night on Hockey Happy Hour. Blue City Empire Sports says, "Liv Morgan, you deserve it." I agree. We're going to talk about that too. I'm very, very excited to talk about her match. She did tremendously well. Daly was impressed with Clash of the Castle. Pete Evans from Birds of a Feather every Thursday night here on HUD Radio. Yo, fam, he freaking agrees with the poll. I'm not ending a 2+ year title reign for Drew. He goes on to say, short term, him winning makes sense, but doesn't make sense long term. Just look at the crowd. Look at the reaction when Roman came out. Everyone, and I mean everyone, was on their feet when the crowd went from booing him to putting their ones in the air with Roman. Turn Butter's mic off, please. Sahari is back, and he says, "I think WWE missed opportunity for Drew McIntyre to win in front of a fantastic UK hometown crowd. The crowd's so hyped for the event after 30 years. Daly disagrees with the poll. They're building up for something huge with Karrion Kross. That's going to play a factor in this as well. Pete Evans says it's either going to be Cody, Kross, or Gargano. Ryan says, y'all know why I'm here. I can only imagine. Apparently the chair broke again. Zahari says the Usos need to drop the belt before Roman Reigns does. It's weird to see Roman Reigns to drop it first before his cousins. So if anybody can take the title off, it could be Cody." Okay. Oh, and here's Frank. "I'm about to go night. They should have McIntyre have his moment. Imagine if those shenanigans happened at SummerSlam 22. All right.
92.
Whatever. Time. So, soapbox time.
Sorry, they just kept hyping SummerSlam 92 all night long.
I know. Soapbox all afternoon long. Soapbox
time. Sorry. For us, afternoon. For them, nighttime.
My biggest issue with this entire match, it's a 30-minute match, and it is phenomenal.
Oh, I'm not taking that away from the match. That match was...
It should be expected that these two, after everything they both have gone through, and the fact that Drew really held this company on his back during the pandemic, and Roman has come back in for the last 2 years, really taken the ball and ran with it, and has done tremendous things as the tribal chief, head of the table, the big dog, whatever you want to call him.
The big D.
Yeah, but now here we are as, 734 days, a little over 2 years' time. I believe it when you add everything up, or coming up on 2 years.
He celebrated his 2 years Friday night.
Okay. So over 2 years, and everything feels very stale. Now we've added Solo to the mix, which a lot of people have been clamoring for a while. Adding Solo ever since he kind of made his debut on NXT. He cut his teeth down there. Very awesome. Good for him. And I'm excited to see what they do now with him, especially because he can become a player in the Intercontinental Circle, the U.S. title circle, one of those mid-card titles wherever he ends up landing, since the Usos and Roman can go back and forth between the two shows. All of that withstanding, right? Butters, you touched on it earlier. I was going to bring it up. I was feeling very optimistic when the Bloodline did not come out with Roman. When they said earlier in the night that Paul Heyman was not in the arena, I was feeling very optimistic. And I think I'm somebody that wants to see Roman's title reign end at this point. You haven't convinced me of anything new. I loved getting to this point. I loved what they did with the Usos and, acknowledge me and all that and all of that. Like, that entire build was great. And then it kind of went stale for a little bit. And it was like rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. You have Sami Zayn, okay. And the stuff with Sami is phenomenal. I think it's hysterical. It's great. Now you add Solo in. So does that mean Sami's finally getting the boot? You know, is this becoming too much of a Nation of Domination Owen Hart scenario?
God, I hope not.
Where Sami becomes kind of the comedic relief and the odd man out.
Yeah.
I think we're heading that way, which I don't know 100% if I hate it. I'd have to sit down and watch more of the old Nation of Domination stuff with Owen. But my biggest gripe here is Theory comes down, Tyson Fury knocks out Theory.
Yep. Yeah,
I kind of didn't need that.
I mean, shit. I sent you that message earlier today in the group chat while you were at work. How much I just literally said I fucking hate Tyson Fury at this point.
Yeah, I thought. Now, should Drew have won? Maybe Drew should have won. Okay, but I think had Drew won and Theory cashed in on Drew, that would have been incredible. Had Theory pinned Drew, that would have been incredible. Do I think this is time for Roman to lose the belt? Yes, absolutely, 110% I do.
Mm-hmm.
The only saving grace is with these titles unified, what is Survivor Series going to look like now?
Oh, God.
It kind of gives some hope for less brand versus brand in the title pictures.
I don't see that, though. I still see brand versus brand. I just think at this point, the champion would just... I mean, he'd just have to have a title match.
Exactly. So there's a couple more comments here. Ryan says, I guess they're waiting for Cody or The Rock. Only thing I can think of. Chuck's chiming in saying, yo, gentlemen. Pete adds, moments are for the 80s. It's not best for his business long term. I don't know what you're referring to.
I don't either. Like,
Damian Hernandez, why the hell was Fury there if he wasn't going to beat Drew? Okay, I beat Drew's ass after all this crap they were doing, going back and forth on social media, and Fury saying he wanted to fight Drew. We're going to talk about the awkwardness that was the post-match shenanigans in a moment. I have a thought process here. Chris Len says there were rumors of Wyatt and Strowman to appear during the main event. Strowman's not coming out till Monday. I think that's been pretty well confirmed. Pete Evans. So both of you are telling me you're changing the strap just for the hell of it. Nah, dog. Miss me with that foolishness. I'm never saying that line again. If they build Sammy right, they can have a Kofi Mania type moment. Man, all right. I'm not changing the strap just for the hell of it.
So you wait. So Pete's telling me he wants to see Sammy take the belt off of Roman.
Do I think Sammy deserves a title reign? I do, and I think that part of Pete's comment is if you build the Sami Zayn angle here, especially bringing in Solo, and you kind of kick Sammy out of the bloodline, and we go off of what Kevin Owens was talking about how Sammy lost himself and all this other stuff and blah blah blah. Yeah. You have a really good moment to build and create with Sami Zayn.
Mm-hmm.
But herein lies where I disagree with Pete. I'm not changing the strap just for the hell of it. I'm changing the strap because I think it adds a new layer to the Roman Reigns story. And here's why. I want to go back to Edie's comment right here. It would be weird for Roman to drop the belt before the Usos.
Why would it be weird?
Because Roman's supposed to be the head of the table.
I know.
Roman's supposed to, but so hear me out though, and you might be on the same page as me. But now Roman is not at the head of the table anymore. Now there's a power struggle within the bloodline, and so now Roman's fighting. Roman's fighting a battle, so to say, on two fronts. On one side, he wants to reclaim the undisputed WWE Universal Championship.
Mm-hmm.
And on the other side, he is fighting to protect his throne, his head of the table, his spot from the rest of his family. So now we get to see him keep the bloodline together. And it also takes the Usos, who kind of have been sitting there just on that island of irrelevancy. Like, they exist, but they come and visit every so often,
Mm-hmm.
and nothing that they do is good unless they're wrestling. And it allows them to build up because they are stars in of their own right, and they deserve that spotlight. And I think they've gotten more of it than they ever have over the years. But it allows you to build them up. Also takes Solo, who is finding his place on the main roster, and allows him to build himself up. And now you create a power struggle, a power vacuum inside the bloodline. Something that I at this point, I would really like to see.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that the bloodline story, you've done all you can. You've established Roman. Now, obviously, The Rock factors in here. But I'm going to get somewhere with that. Hold on. Argument's sake, because I put it in the description, where does Roman go from here? For argument's sake, let's say Roman loses the title at SummerSlam. Not SummerSlam, sorry, Survivor Series.
Okay. You had me confused there for a second.
It's been a long week. Let's say
No.
he loses the title at Survivor Series. Now you spend the next 3 months holding everything together. Roman wins the title back at the Royal Rumble. Or doesn't. I don't really care because it doesn't need that. But as soon as Roman re-solidifies his place of power at the head of the table with the Usos
Mm-hmm.
and Solo, out walks The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
And says, you were never the head of the table. I was always at the head of... Hold on, I'm going to die. God damn. I'm dying over here.
Dying is not allowed, sir.
You were never the head of the table. I just let you think you were. To truly be the head of this family, you have to beat me.
Mm-hmm.
And now we build to that WrestleMania match that everybody wants, and I know we're going to end up getting with Rock and Roman.
Yeah.
So that's where I kind of see them taking Roman Reigns. In the grand scheme of things, am I going to be okay that he won? Yes, because realistically, when you sit down and you look at Drew McIntyre, Karrion Kross, Cody's not around right now.
Yeah.
Roman's the only one right now that has established himself enough to be able to be on both shows and really just cut a promo or two, maybe have a 6-man tag here or there, and can be okay being off of TV for a little bit.
Gotcha.
All right, we got some more. Edie Zahari, Reigns will challenge somebody from Raw and Survivor Series. The Usos beat up Sami Zayn. Reigns manipulates Sami. Kevin Owens. No. Pete Evans says they have built someone worthy enough to take the strap off of him. Like, you can't have him drop the straps to someone and they start playing hot potato with the straps like they did before. He goes on to say, y'all realize The Rock is 50 or 51 years old. I'm all good with that as long as it doesn't involve the strap. Look, I don't want it to be for the title. At the end of the day, I don't want it to be for the title. How you get there is whatever. But actually, let me revise my statement then. Hold up. And once Roman re-solidifies his place as the head of the table, champion or not, that's when The Rock comes out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you build to WrestleMania. Rock and Roman, not for the title, at Mania. Because to Pete's point, and I've said it multiple times on this program, I do not want that match for the title. I don't.
I don't either. It doesn't need the title.
Chris goes, Braun Strowman will beat Roman for the title. If you remember, one-on-one, Strowman never got a chance to face Roman because of him leaving for leukemia. Cage My IQ goes, what's up, guys? I really enjoyed Clash at the Castle, and I think Cody at the end of the day is going to be the one that takes it off him at WrestleMania if The Rock doesn't wrestle. You know what? That's not a bad thought process. We don't really have a timetable for Cody Rhodes' return.
No, not at all.
And so I can see them. Oh, it's Dan from the Weekly Roundup. What's up, buddy? Yeah, make sure you guys check out Dan and Zach Burr every Tuesday night on the Weekly Roundup right here on HG Radio. That's really not a bad idea. I don't know how much of a fan I am of it being Cody at Mania.
Mm-hmm.
I think it should be Cody. I just don't know if Cody's going to come back to give me the build at Mania that I want it to be.
Yeah.
That's my concern. But ultimately, I think that the match was great. The ending was kind of meh for me. The solo, because here's a problem that I have. When you have the back and forth that we saw, the close finish after close finish,
mm-hmm.
the hype that Michael Cole had, and then Solo coming out, it rips you from that moment. Forcibly rips you from that moment.
It's like I said, it still shows that Roman can't get it done on his own. He's got to have somebody there to help him finish the match.
I know.
Just like Drew said it, and we've said it multiple times. Everybody else has said it. Roman cannot get the job done by himself. He cannot beat any by himself. He has shown it match after match that it's always some sort of interference, whether it be from Paul, whether it be from the Usos, Solo Sikoa. He can't get it done by himself.
Now, as a heel, that makes sense. Okay, let's call it like it is. As a heel, that makes sense.
As a heel, that makes sense. But if you're going to call yourself the head of the table, top dog, then you need to show that you're the head of the table and top dog and can do it by yourself.
At some of these big shows, I think it should happen that way. It should be like, I will consider Clash at the Castle. And as we run through the card, I think everybody will agree with me. Clash was a bigger show than I think anybody expected it to be this year.
Mm-hmm.
It went the AEW route where there wasn't a single title that changed hands. But we did kind of get a lot of story development and just really good wrestling at the end of the day.
No, that's all fine and dandy, 100% to me. I believe, like you said, we got 100% good wrestling out of this pay-per-view.
Damian goes, Karrion Kross will go for Roman's title. I don't see Sammy going to face Roman. I do, however, see Sammy and KO going after the tag titles. I don't hate that idea.
No.
And Dan says they're making it obvious he would get involved with the Usos not being able to travel due to Jimmy's legal issues. I forgot about that. That's why they weren't there. That makes a ton more sense. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
And I think Pete hits the nail on the head. This felt like a smaller WrestleMania. And, one of my early notes, because I took some notes throughout the show. One of my early notes is this crowd is wild, and they were. It was.
Oh, God, yes.
There was a hype about it. Like, we always, talk down about the international shows, and the UK is always a great market for wrestling, and even Saudi's a decent market for wrestling. But the UK really showed up and showed out, and you felt that 30 years of waiting for another premier live event in that arena, and it was really hard because, again, I was working today. We weren't super busy, but it was really hard to take my eyes off of this pay-per-view. We've done a ton of different live reaction shows here over the last year. And every so often, you and I end up talking to each other back and forth. We're on our phones talking. We're doing different things. I was glued. I was engulfed. It was phenomenal. And right out the rip with Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka taking on what's being now called Damage Control.
I like that name.
Dakota Kai and Iyo Sky. I like that name too. What did you think about this match?
It was a good match. It was good back and forth. It started off nice. Again, it's another one of those matches that they did really good wrestling, really good. These ladies try to put it out as much as possible. There are a few spots here and there that looked a little messy, but at the end of the day, they put on a great match.
Pete goes, and based on Butter's logic, the big dog has to win on his own. Margarine, come on, man. That's saying Flair had to win clean. Reigns is a dirty heel, willing to win by any means necessary. He goes, when Lando Lake says stuff like that, he sounds like 6 years old all over again. That moment when your own show comments on your own show. Hey, fellas, I can't stay because I haven't watched Clash at the Castle, but want to show you some love. True Chrome goes, damn it, I did it again. Have a great show. Thanks, Chrome. Appreciate you, buddy. And he says Pete is spot on. No, I don't disagree with anything Pete said, but we've talked the main event, for almost the entire half an hour that we've been on. So we're gonna transition a little bit, but we'll come back to it maybe towards the end. But I loved the tag team wrestling here, and I don't mean a 6-person tag. I mean, when you look at like Alexa Bliss and Asuka, the stuff that they were doing, and Dakota and Iyo and the stuff that they were doing, it really felt like this was Bianca versus Bayley in one match. And then every so often the camera would quote unquote cut to Alexa, Asuka, and Iyo and Dakota. And I love the brace off of Bianca's back for the superplex. You can tell all 6 of these ladies have really good chemistry with each other. And, they built up Bianca in this match. How they say she's the EST and she's the strongest. It took all 3 finishers to put her down.
Yep. And it's going to take a lot to put her down once they build up towards Bayley and Bianca, because I can see where that's going.
Yep. It's Bayley's got to work it out for them, but they built Bianca, knowing that Bianca was taking the fall, they built Bianca up really, really well here, which I really enjoyed. And I thought they did Bianca, justice there.
Oh, yeah. They built Bianca up to be a beast.
Damian goes, question, what are y'all's thoughts on the Drew's promo with Broken Dreams theme song? Are y'all pissed he didn't come out to the song like everyone else is right now? No, I'm actually not. I thought this felt very Triple H. This felt...
I was just happy. They brought back Broken Dreams, even if it was for the little clip.
This was King of Kings transition into the game theme song. When he first started doing King of Kings occasionally during his WrestleMania promos, and then it would transition into the game. Mm-hmm. That's what this felt like to me tonight.
Like I said, I was glad they brought it back, even if it is for one night. But damn it to hell, you brought back Broken Dreams. You made everybody happy.
Yeah. But Damage Control picks up the win here. Big moment for Bayley pinning the Raw Women's Champion.
I just for some reason I like that name, Damage Control.
I do too. I'm going to be interested to see what they do with it moving forward. They didn't acknowledge the fact that they were called Damage Control, but it was on their Titantron. It was on all the, a lot of different stuff. They just didn't acknowledge it.
At first, like, Damage Control, is that really their new name? Is that Damage Control? I like it, but it's like you didn't say anything. I was like, I don't remember them saying anything up until now.
From there, we move on to what I think stole the show for a long time.
I think it stole the show for the whole night. If it's what I think you're thinking,
it might have. I don't say this very often, but this is a match I'm going to go back and watch. Just not to break it down more, but for just pure enjoyment. Gunther defeating Sheamus to retain the Intercontinental Championship. We would start the night off seeing Gunther reform Imperium with Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci. Am I the only one, though, that thought when we saw Imperium reforming that we were going to get him to go back to Walter?
Well, as soon as he announced Giovanni Vinci instead of Fabian Aichner, I knew we weren't going to get Walter. As soon as they kept it as Kaiser, as soon as they kept it as, Giovanni Vinci, Walter, I think at this point Walter's dead and Gunther's the future.
I did like that they acknowledged it though during the match. I don't know if you caught it. It was kind of a throwaway line by Michael Cole. The UK crowd is chanting Walter. And Michael Cole goes, this UK crowd remembering Gunther's past. Or something to that effect. Like, he acknowledged it, right, which you would have never saw him do when Vince was around.
No. See, everybody's loving the Michael Cole of the Triple H era.
Yep. Like, this is the first time, because we did the live reaction to SummerSlam, the first event that I've heard Michael Cole call, aside from a Raw or Smackdown or something of that nature. And I thought he was phenomenal. He did a fantastic job. Made me very, very happy.
Because he's not having stupid shit yelled in his ear.
Exactly. Some things I want to bring up. Sheamus getting destroyed by those chops.
Oh my God, I was cringing. I literally yelled out at one point, oh my God, because those chops were just brutal. Brutality.
Oh, yeah.
This match, was so good. I feel like it's one of those contenders for a match of the year contender.
I think this was Sheamus' best match in probably the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah. And after that match, that crowd was truly hot for Sheamus after that match.
I like that all the international stars got their time, got their moment.
Yes.
To kind of shine.
Yes.
I thought that was great for them.
I mean, I like the beginning of the match where you had Sheamus and Gunther staring at each other, would not fucking move, no matter who's around them beating the shit out of each other. Those two motherfuckers would not move. They just stared at each other until that bell rang. As soon as that bell rang, then they started swinging.
Yeah, it was great.
They had so much control.
They did, and that made that moment feel so much bigger.
Yes.
Imperium and the Brawling Brutes going at it, which I love that name too, the more I hear it. But them going at it on the outside and those two not moving one bit.
No.
Not moving whatsoever. Dan says, Sheamus had a face turn at the end. Do you agree? I do. And it almost felt like at first I said, maybe Sheamus is walking away.
I don't feel like we got a face turn. I think it's just more of a the crowd's into both of these guys because they put on such a grueling, really good match. I think it's more just Sheamus just kind of just letting it all in and letting the crowd, hey, holy shit, these are my people. This is my crowd. Because he knows once he goes back to America, he's just got to shit on everybody because they're just going to shit on him.
No, but I think he earned, because obviously Gunther's the heel in this storyline.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he earned a lot of people's respect again after this match.
Oh, that I 100% agree with wholeheartedly.
This was probably both of their, and somebody says it here. Gunther had one of his best matches at NXT Cardiff against Tyler Bate 2 years ago. I think this match is better than that match.
He had a really good one. I think it was last year or the year before against Ilja Dragunov.
Yep.
But again, like you said, I think this is probably his best match so far.
For both men. I think this was great, and they got a lot of time. They got 20 minutes. They were second to the main event. It was, the crowd loved Sheamus. Here's what I didn't like. The power bombs from Gunther. I don't know if it was intentional that they were supposed to look weak.
I guess I missed.
They did not look like I felt they should have looked. And I'm going to get to Damian's comment in a second.
I guess I missed that spot.
Go back and watch both power bombs towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
They're very weak.
Okay. I mean, unless both men were just dog-assed.
Maybe we kind of saw some cracks in the armor.
I mean, again, they both put on a knockdown, drag-out, grueling fight. I mean, but then again, I mean, Sheamus always looks battle worn and battle torn after every grueling match he has.
Oh, of course, 100%.
When you're that white, I mean.
Damian goes, the triple threat match was great. The only thing I don't get why everyone wanted Iyo and Dakota to win the tag titles when this match didn't have the titles on the line. There's no reason to give them to them. I think, personally, that the finals should have been Bliss and Asuka versus Dakota Kai and Iyo Sky at this pay-per-view.
Yeah, you easily could have done that.
Mm-hmm. You very easily could have done that.
And setting up some sort of Raw versus SmackDown soiree they had going on with this goofy-ass tournament, you could have wholeheartedly 100% put. And then you just have Bianca versus Bayley. Yep. Or you just have Bianca and Bayley on the outside, for their teams. Either way. If you don't want Bianca versus Bayley for the title, you just have Bianca and Bayley just kind of be out there on the outside for the two teams.
Yeah, you could have done a lot of different things, but I was still happy with what we got. Let's go on. Liv Morgan, because we still have a lot to cover tonight.
A lot.
Liv Morgan had the match of her career against Shayna Baszler here.
Oh my God.
Kudos to Shayna for making Liv look incredible and like a true competitor. This was her champion caliber match.
Better than her match with Ronda.
100%. And Shayna sold, I think, a little bit better for her. And the different moves that they did, the different MMA stuff that Liv and Shayna did to each other.
I was honestly not going to lie. I was hoping Liv would have made Shayna tap in that armbar.
I was too.
Her applying that armbar the way she did. I was like, oh my God, she's going to make her tap. She's going to make her fucking tap. Please make her tap.
Yeah, no, I was trying to contain myself in my office today because I got hyped for that. I'm a big Liv Morgan fan. I think, she's finally getting the credit that she deserves. Mm-hmm. And to see her to be able to go out there and do what she does and now stand toe-to-toe with Ronda, with Shayna. Those are two people right out the gate, two of the toughest women in the company. And Liv held her own. I thought it was great. It wasn't as sloppy as we've seen some stuff before. Brian says, tired of this Roman bullcrap. Jump on the bandwagon. Come on. Let's go. Damian goes, this match was better. It was the best Walter match, putting Walter Ciampa in second place. That's a very good answer. Dan goes, Toxic Attraction was supposed to win the tourney apparently, but Gigi got hurt. I did hear that as well. That has made the rounds. And Dan adds, Liv needed that match to solidify her spot. 100%. That's what I think everybody kind of came out of that match saying, is that Liv needed that to prove to the world that she is, the true women's champion for SmackDown. Well, it finally happened.
Uh-oh.
Edge and Mysterio versus Judgment Day.
Oh, so excited.
So we do the entire match, and it's a good match, right? The mask on Edge was stupid. But
come on, you don't like Mucha Lucha Edge?
No, and that was a piss poor 619, and you know it.
Yes, the 619 was piss poor, but come on, Mucha Lucha.
Edge spends a ton of time on the at least what feels like to me a ton of time on the outside. The 619 into the spear, that's your win, which I thought was another great, way to cap it off there. Balor and Damian did phenomenal. There wasn't a lot of interference from Rhea Ripley. Just that one spot on the outside, her and Dominik. And I think it was Rey that jumped over into Dominik, into Rhea. That was coming off of Dominik getting involved in the ring. And there was just that one spot where they all kind of got involved, which I thought was pretty good. But Dom finally turned. Dom kicked Edge where the sun don't shine. Hopefully him and Beth weren't hoping to reproduce anytime soon. And Damian didn't strike. Not Damian. Dominik didn't strike his father. but he just walks away, rips off the Mysterio shirt, everything like that.
What do you mean he didn't strike his father?
Did he hit his dad?
He clotheslined the fuck out of him.
I don't remember that. Yeah, I remember. I was still working. I was still working.
Okay. No. You know, him and Rey looked like they were going to have that moment. Dom was like, okay. Grabs his dad. Okay, cool. Pa!
Oh, no. I must have.
Oh, yeah, no. He clotheslined.
Because I really didn't get interrupted. That's about when I started getting interrupted.
Okay.
Was
yeah, no,
towards the end of that match.
He clotheslined the shit out of his daddy.
Okay, fair enough.
And that's when he, you know, walked out the ring, started, you know, Hulk Hogan ripping his shirt off, and dude just needs to get rid of the Eddie Guerrero mullet. And
so I was talking with Jax and I was talking with Silent Hill during the pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a crazy theory here, and I want to see if you and I are on the same page.
If it's what I think it is.
And I don't know if it was you that texted it to me. Yeah. I don't know if it was you that texted it to me or who said it, but why is it that Dom and Rhea Ripley feel a lot like Eddie and China?
Wasn't me, but damn it to hell, I can see it.
You know, I could, because Rhea, and it's very interesting that they, during the hype video, I don't know why I'm just now randomly remembering this, but Rhea says, I broke Dom's spirit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what if it's kind of, I don't want to say Stockholm Syndrome, right? Because she never held him captive. But you have
something
this.
Similar?
Yeah, something similar where she kind of turned him to the dark side. And there's that. It'd be really weird to see, I think, in a way. Because.
Poppy?
Yeah, they would take that down a really weird, twisted road. But I would really like to see them kind of explore just aspects of that story. Because I think it would start to tell. It would make more sense why Dominik turns. Not just, oh, you picked Edge over me. I want more than that.
Yeah.
You know,
but I mean, you got Dominik looking more and more like Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, there's got to be a storyline getting followed there. And then, of course, you know, like you said, the whole Rhea Ripley stuff. I mean, shades of, you know, China Eddie. Why not have Ripley Dom? Maybe she can help him get over a little more.
But I really hope that that gets explored, and especially as we come into, because it's interesting to note that he does not leave with Judgment Day.
No, yeah,
he leaves
exactly.
on his own. Dan says there's a meme. I think he means meme. Out now, the two Australians have messed with the Mysterio kids, aka Buddy and Rhea. Kind of funny seeing as Buddy and Rhea are dating in real life. Oh shit, that is hysterical. Oh my god, I love that. That's funny as fuck. Damian goes, is it me or did Dominik heel turn feel weird? Because when he hit Rey, it kind of felt like Rey and Dominik still didn't want it to happen, but they were forced to do it. I think to some extent, I think that's not necessarily them wanting it to happen, not wanting it to happen.
I don't think it's the right time that they wanted it to happen.
I don't even think it's that. I think that it's Dom saying, I don't want to hit my dad.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. I think it's a nervousness about, you know, hitting your dad. You're really going off on your own this time. Like, you're going to have to stand on your own 2 feet. Daddy can't help you. You can't ride Daddy's coattails or his shadow. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think both of them kind of probably would have wanted to do it closer to Mania.
That's also a very good possibility, too.
Because I know at one point, you know, Rey really wanted to have a Mania match with Dom to be that match that, you know, Rey kind of goes out on.
And that's very possible that's what ends up happening here. Dan says, just saw the clip. The clothesline by Dom was identical to the one Eddie did to Rey. Interesting.
Now here, Rich is going. I need to look that up right fucking now.
It's gonna be on my list of things to watch today. Unfortunately, I got tied up at work during the Seth Rollins Matt Riddle match. Seth takes the win here.
I couldn't get into that match.
And I feel like this has been drawn out way too much.
The build up to the match
with Seth winning.
That build up to that match was amazing. It was great. And then the match just for me fell flat.
Did it?
A lot of people were calling it a great match, but I'm watching the match going, okay, cool.
Yeah, I like I said, I was busy. I was tied up at work, so I didn't get a chance to watch it. I didn't get a chance to go back and rewatch it. But having Seth win, it kind of makes me not like the storyline anymore. I felt like Riddle should have gotten his win here. You know, Seth has gotten everything over on Riddle, and but
I mean, I think Seth really needed a win at this point, as many losses as he's had lately.
Maybe.
But again, like you said, Riddle probably should have gotten the W on this one.
But that was Clash at the Castle. I was very, very happy with that match, with that night. The whole afternoon was great. The whole program was phenomenal.
Yeah. For their return to the UK. I hope they do it again. You know,
I'll be looking forward to see what they do very, very soon with all that.
And then they got Extreme Rules here coming up in
Extreme
Philly.
Rules in Philly on October the 8th. I think we're going to do a live reaction show for that too. So very excited for that. But let's transition into NXT Worlds Collide. We're going in order of how these things are going to be airing. So tomorrow, NXT Worlds Collide is at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central. Super smart on WWE's move. I think when they announced it and they booked everything, I don't think they truly realized that All Out was the same day. Or either that or All Out hadn't been booked yet.
Could very well be.
Because if you think about it, we didn't know about All Out until the last pay-per-view. And I'm sure Worlds Collide had been on the books. Right?
Thor, no sir.
It is the Night of Champions. All 5 titles are on the line. But we also get to see 3 unification matches with NXT UK going away and them having, what is it, NXT Europe now?
Yes, there will 2023 starts NXT Europe some point in 2023.
Yeah. So we're gonna start with the one match that's not a unification match because one of the two. Sorry, Carmelo Hayes versus Ricochet. This is only a few days in the making. It goes back to Tuesday where Ricochet on a star-studded NXT, which saw past champions come back, remind the champions of who they are, what they represent. Ricochet comes out during Carmelo Hayes' promo, and now these two are gonna, mix it up on Sunday.
I feel like for a match that's not a unification match, I think this is gonna be match of the night right here.
I do too. I think this is where we see Ricochet capture the title.
Potentially, yeah. I can agree with that.
With the exception of the NXT Women's Tag Team titles, I think, obviously every title is going to change hands in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. As we say, you got, every title changing hands, boom, boom, boom.
And we're going to see some new titles, I think, as well.
But I wholeheartedly 100% believe match of the night right here because of the quality of wrestlers that are in this match of Carmelo Hayes and Ricochet. Yes, you're going to have great matches from everybody else, but this match right here is going to tear the house down. And I hope to God, in a sense, they kind of open with it so that they could tear that house down and just keep the night going.
Yeah, if anything, this is definitely a match that you open up with for sure. Dan says Carmelo should get the win unless they want to take the belt off of him and finally go after Braun, since they kept those two away from each other. Carmelo Hayes' main roster ready. Don chiming in. What's up, Don?
Don.
But I personally think this is Ricochet's match to win here. He is the veteran. And this does allow for Carmelo to go on and do something different.
Mm-hmm.
With the rosters kind of merging, though, it is going to be very interesting to see where some people land.
Yep.
Let's go to the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter versus Doudrop and Nikki ASH. If Doudrop and Nikki ASH win those titles, it's not going to be pretty.
Ooh.
I am going to go.
I mean, as much as I hate to say it,
ballistic.
I think this is where they win their tag titles.
Fuck you.
I gotta say, I think this is where they win their tag titles. As much as they wanted to win those main roster women's tag titles.
Fuck you.
What?
Fight
you got
me.
But I get it that you have this match because you have two former, NXT UK women versus two regular NXT women.
Boo.
Yaka booyaka 619. No.
Boo.
What are you, a fucking cow? Sounds like you're saying moo.
I'm just over Doudrop and Nikki ASH. Repackage them, do something fucking different with them. And plus, I'm a huge fan of Katana Chance and Kaden Carter.
I mean, give Doudrop a superhero outfit and they could be the female versions of Hurricane and Rosie.
Fuck that. I'm done with him. Not doing that with him tonight. Absolutely not. Can you act better?
It's funny because I'm fat.
I said act better, not be fatter. Pete Evans goes, I can Nikki and Doudrop going over. Don't forget they're both from that side of the world. I get it, but that also means you're in league with Butters now. And how do you feel about that? I'll be expecting you back on my side very soon.
Come over to the margarine side. It's very, very tasty and dark.
What?
It's very, very tasty and dark because it's bad for you.
Pete, man, are you sure? I know you said he has his moments, but after that, do you still want to be there? Oof. Wow.
It gets a little toasty every now and then.
Stop talking. Yep. Pete's back. I don't know. He lost me.
But no, I think this is where we see the Nikki ASH thing and Doudrop win it. This is where their titles are given.
I mean, I guess it won't make me that upset because I don't watch a whole lot of NXT.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't have to see them anymore. So piss off. Bye. But
I mean, it's worked for so many of the former NXT people who have gone over to the main roster. Couldn't really get over as much. Gone back down to NXT and then flourished.
Mm-hmm. I don't disagree at all. So we're going to agree to disagree here.
Hey.
A match I could care less for is the unification match between the NXT Tag Team Championships and the NXT UK Tag Team Championships. You have the NXT Tag Team Champions, the Creed brothers, Brutus Creed and Julius Creed, versus Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs from the NXT UK. They are the NXT UK Tag Team Champions. You also have Gallus, Mark Coffey, and Wolfgang. And then also in this match is Pretty Deadly, Elton Prince, and Kit Wilson. I don't give a damn.
I do agree with Cage, my IQ here. I think Gallus does win this one, and I do believe that Roddy will cost the crease because of the whole issue they've been having with Roddy.
Very good possibility. Damian goes, okay, hell must have really frozen over because I agree with Butterball here. I see Nikki and Dewdrop winning it now. With that being said, let me slap myself into some senses. Can you also slap yourself into an English class?
God bless.
Well, if he's going to call you Butterball.
No, there was an S on that one.
Butterball's fine. Yeah, I'm going to tell him. Fine, fuck it, I don't care. I don't give a fuck about that match. It's the one match like where I'm looking at it, I'm like, now do I think it could potentially be really good wrestling? Because it is a tag team elimination match and we could see something very interesting happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do. But am I really excited for it right now?
No.
Nope. Then you have the triple threat match to unify the NXT Women's Championship and NXT UK Women's Championship. Mandy Rose versus Meiko Satomura versus Blair Davenport. Mandy Rose, obviously, the NXT Women's Champion. Meiko, the NXT UK Champion. And Blair Davenport just there because they felt bad.
I think Blair takes every last bit of this.
I could see that. I would hate it for Mandy because Mandy has worked so hard over the last year or so, and she has really held that division on her back. And I think she is doing a phenomenal job as champion.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to take the title off of her, now's the time. Now you have a newcomer coming in, somebody who.
And you could also.
Go ahead.
You can also, give Mandy and Toxic Attraction that call up fully to the main roster,
which I think is coming.
But I think, like you said, I think the one person that truly, if you're taking the titles off of these ladies, it's Blair Davenport should be the one to take this.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. Yeah, I don't hate that one damn bit. Oh, that's right. That is B person.
What?
Blair Davenport.
Oh.
Yeah. I forgot who she was for a minute. I just had to Google her. Like I said, it's been a long damn day. And then let's get to the main event. Braun Breaker is the NXT champion, and he's going up against Tyler Bate, the NXT UK champion, in a unification match. This is Braun's match to win. I don't think Tyler is going to win this at all.
No, I 100% agree.
You want to try that again?
Yeah, I know. Hush. Leave me alone. I can't speaketh.
Okay.
Okay. How you doing? No, I wholeheartedly 100% agree that this is Breaker taking this match. I think Tyler Bate just grabbed the title off of, this tournament just so they could get it onto somebody. And why not Tyler Bate? He's a great wrestler overall, but at the same time, Braun's still got a few people he can mow down in NXT.
Well, and I think Breaker's the future of NXT. And I think Breaker is ushering them into the new new era. And I think he's the guy that they're going to have usher them into this new Triple H era. Yeah. This is a match I'm very excited for. I've loved Tyler Bate since that first NXT UK event.
The first Worlds Collide that we were at?
No, the
Oh, you're talking about the one where he was the first NXT UK champion?
Yeah, that one where it was him and Pete Dunne and they tore the house down.
Yeah.
I love that. That was phenomenal. I was a big Tyler Bate fan after that. So I'm okay if Bate wins.
Mountain fan.
Yeah, Mustache Mountain I enjoyed too. So I'm okay if Tyler Bate wins here, but I think logically it makes more sense for Braun to make the win here.
Yep.
But that is NXT Worlds Collide. That's going to be tomorrow, and then right after, and the two shows may actually overlap each other. So I'll be very interested to see how this all plays out. But we have a fucking giant card for AEW All Out.
What time does All Out even start tomorrow?
All Out starts at 6.
And that's what, the pre-show or the main card?
I don't know. I think it might be the main card. Put it this way. It has more matches on it. This has 15 matches on it. And if you go to Forbidden Door had 13. And Forbidden Door ended at almost midnight.
So there's 5 matches on Worlds Collide. How many matches was on Clash of the Castle night? Was it 5 or 6?
Yeah, something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
So you had 11 total matches for this weekend for WWE, but All Out's trying to do it all in one night for 15?
Yep.
Fuck off, Tony.
Now there's 4 pre-show matches, to Dan's point. But still, fuck you.
11 main show. Just no. You could do fine with 8.
Mm-hmm. But this is what I've said numerous times. All right. We're gonna, I don't know if we're gonna break each one of these down. I don't know if I have it in me. Like, I'm looking at this, like I was writing the description today. And you always want to try to get as much in your description as you can, and different things like that. And so I managed to fit everybody in the description so far for WWE. And then I got to AEW, and I went, haha, fuck you. No.
Look at what Damian's here saying. They added another match today.
That's part of the 15 that I'm talking about.
But I know, but still, you add a match the day before to an already huge-ass pay-per-view.
Yeah. So let's go through them. We'll talk a little bit about it. I don't want to get too in-depth into
No, you're fine.
Because we'll be here forever. On the pre-show, Tomohiro Ishii versus Eddie Kingston. Surprised that this is a pre-show match. I think Eddie Kingston gets the win here.
I think I think Ishii wins it. I think Eddie's got too much heat right now with the issues he had going on with Sammy Guevara. I think this is a punishment match.
Fair enough. Pac versus Kip Sabian. Pac's first title defense as the AEW All Atlantic Champion.
No, it's in his first. It's his first, probably on a AEW.
First that I've cared about.
I'll take that.
This might be Kip's match to win. I think they're bringing Kip back in a big way here.
I think Pac retains it.
Hook versus Angelo Parker for the FTW Championship. I'm mad that this isn't on the main show.
I think this is just going to be a squash.
Yeah, this is where Hook's just going to make him cry. Jericho Appreciation Society members Tay Mello, which is a dumb fucking name, and Sammy Guevara defend their AAA World Mixed Tag Team titles against Ruby Soho and Ortiz. I think... all right, AEW, listen to me. Tony, Bubby. If there was ever a time to change titles, tonight is the night. You understand me?
Oh, he's on too much coke to do that.
The only title that I can guarantee you is going to change hands is the interim AEW Women's World Championship. At least one other fucking title, Tony, needs to change hands.
But here's the thing. Those titles probably won't change hands since they're AAA and not his titles.
I don't give a rat's ass. I'm just making a generic point at this point.
Okay, fair enough. I just think Tay Mello and Sammy are retaining those stupid titles.
And they might. Bryan Danielson versus Chris Jericho. This is going to be incredible.
I don't know who to pick for this one.
I don't either. I think that I just picked
I picked Jericho. I'm just picking Jericho. I don't know why.
Then I'm going to pick Bryan Danielson just out of spite.
That's fine. That's fine because this is going to be that match that I don't know who the fucking win.
This is going to be that match where everybody wins.
Exactly.
Toni Storm versus Britt Baker versus Jamie Hayter versus Hikaru Shida. One of these women will be walking out the interim AEW Women's World Champion. Why do I get the feeling it's going to be Toni Storm?
I agree. Toni Storm. It's Toni Storm in my eyes, but it could be Jamie Hayter, one of the two. But it's Toni Storm 100% hands down for me.
Yeah, I don't see it being Britt Baker. Jamie Hayter would be nice. It'd be interesting to see Jamie get the win there.
Yeah. You could have an easy storyline with her and Britt Baker with some tension there.
Yep. House of Black, Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews versus Darby Allin, Sting, and Miro in a 6-man tag team match. This one's going to be interesting, and especially given the rumors that Malachi has asked for his release.
And been denied.
It's still going to be very interesting. I think
House of Black gets this.
I don't. I think that Darby Allin, Sting, and Miro get the win here. I think because Malachi wanted to leave and they denied it, I think we're going to see some punishment.
Okay.
In a match that everybody is saying is the time for Jade to lose her title, Jade Cargill versus Athena for the AEW TBS Championship. I say it every time. I hate Jade Cargill in a long form, just because I don't think she's like AEW's Bill Goldberg.
Yep, but I sadly see Jade Cargill retaining.
I think Athena's going to win here. I'm going to side with who said it? Damian said Jade's going to lose to Athena, so I'm all for it. Dan say, there's that comment, by the way. Dan saying Malachi asked for his release because of mental health issues. And that's fine. Whatever reason you asked for your release is your personal reason and whatever have you. But I can see AEW and them being spiteful enough. Jungle Boy versus Christian Cage. This is a blood feud. This is going to be a fight.
Jungle Boy, Jungle Boy, Jungle Boy, Jungle Boy.
I think this is Jungle Boy's match to win all day. Luchasaurus is going to play an interesting factor in here.
Yes.
Very interested to see what he does. If he's even at ringside, I can see him not being at ringside for this.
100% Jungle Boy.
Wardlow and FTR team up against Jay Lethal and the Motor City Machine Guns in 6-man tag team action.
Interesting tag partners for Jay Lethal.
I love Motor City Machine Guns.
I do too. Everybody just thought it was going to be Jay Lethal and his lackeys versus them, but I will wholeheartedly 100% take a substitution of the Motor City Machine Guns.
Words are hard.
No shit.
I think Lethal and the Motor City Machine Guns. I think Motor City is coming in with a lot of momentum here. And for all three of these guys to beat the champions, it's big.
I see the champs winning it.
I can see that.
I see the champs taking this one and just moving on to the next thing.
Now we get to the casino ladder match. Claudio Castagnoli versus Wheeler Yuta versus Penta versus Rey Fenix versus Rush versus Andrade El Idolo versus Dante Martin versus a to be determined. Their Joker. First, who do you think is going to be the Joker?
I think Adam Cole. I think we see Adam Cole back.
I would love it to be Bray Wyatt.
Ooh, so you don't think he's coming to WWE? You think he's coming all out?
I don't.
Interesting.
I would love to see it be Bray Wyatt. I don't want it to be a return necessarily. I don't think there's anybody waiting in the wings that would be a big enough name for a return. But I would love to see it be debuted for somebody.
I see Cole being the Joker, and I see Cole winning it.
I think that's the point. If whoever the Joker is going to win that. If not, it's going to be my only other option is Claudio.
I was going to say if the Joker is just somebody that's meh, then it's going to be someone it probably would be Claudio, but if the Joker is Adam Cole, 100% Adam Cole, 100% down the line. Done.
Dan says that he leaked it on Twitch. He was supposed to stream tomorrow, but he had to cancel it. Damian saying MJF is a Joker. I like that. Especially if CM Punk wins the title. I like that a lot.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a very good one. Swerve in Our Glory, Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland versus the Acclaims, Anthony Bowens and Max Caster for the AEW World Tag Team titles. I want the Acclaim to win here. They're riding high.
I was about to say the same thing. I wholehearted 100% agree.
Yep.
Acclaim, I would love to see the Acclaim win it.
Oh, yeah. Ricky Starks versus Powerhouse Hobbs. It's so funny. Ricky Starks reminds me so much of Austin Theory, and I can't stand Austin Theory, but
you can stand Ricky Starks.
Hysterical is like 6 months ago. I hated Ricky Starks, like I hated everything about him. But it's these promos that he's cut lately where I'm like, no, you know what? No, there's more to you than I gave you credit for.
Mm-hmm. As much as I see in this being that David versus Goliath, whole thing, I think Powerhouse Hobbs is beating the piss and winning against Ricky Starks,
and I'm okay with that too. And that's what's funny about this. I'm okay if Powerhouse wins because I think Powerhouse needs to reestablish himself as a fucking powerhouse.
You see what you did there,
right?
But
he needs to reestablish himself as a monster, as a dominant force.
Yep.
And so this is one where it could go either way, and that's what I like about some of these matches. It can go either way,
and you're okay with it. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, you're okay with it too. The Elite, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks versus Hangman Page and the Dark Order in the tournament finals for the inaugural AEW World Trios Championship. Adding Adam Page into this match becomes very interesting. Given the dynamic between the Bucks and Adam Page, and even Kenny Omega and Adam Page, and just a bunch of different, like when you think of the dynamics here, it's going to be very interesting. Now I know why, and we have an injury, so that Hangman Adam Page got added.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's a work or not, but
I think that was a work for the whole time. I think the whole time it was going to end up being this. I just think they just. Instead of having Adam Page wrestle the entire tournament, they could have just, they just have the whole Dark Order do the leg work and go, oh, man, random injury, shit.
But I don't see them bringing back Kenny Omega for him to lose.
I do. I see the Dark Order taking this. Because the Elite is too obvious to win this tournament.
No, I know. House of Black should be winning this tournament. Let's call it like it is.
Yeah, no, 100% agree. But at the end of the day, the Elite is too obvious. The Dark Order needs this win. The Dark Order is getting this win.
It's very possible.
I'm taking the Dark Order. The Dork Order.
You are a dork. I think it's going to be the Elite. And I don't know. I can't shake that feeling that it's going to be the Elite.
Everybody's always said this tournament was meant for the Elite, that it was always meant that the Elite had be trios tag team champions. They have these trios tag teams made for the Elite. Yeah, you're making it too fucking obvious, folks.
But this would be exactly what Tony Khan would do.
I know.
WWE always says expect the unexpected. Well, with AEW, expect the obvious.
Tony sees more white than my computer screen.
We're going to ignore that. We're just going to move on. Jon Moxley versus CM Punk for the AEW World Championship. Again, Punk wins here.
Yes, because the entire city of Chicago would riot if Punk lost.
Also that. I think they had Moxley win. God, fuck. I hate the fact that we did the unification match like 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not doing it here.
Mm-hmm.
Like if this was a unification match, okay, maybe I'll give you Moxley.
I think they did the unification match to get people to talking because of all the issues that were supposedly happening backstage. We do the unification match. We do it in such short fashion. All of a sudden, everybody is talking about talking about. They're talking about what's going on. They're talking about, oh my God, is this punishment for Punk? Is this something, what the hell? Everybody is now officially talking about what's John Moxley's next opponent. What are they going to do? Oh my God, All That doesn't have a main event. What's going on? It just, you've got everybody. You've got the hype you wanted.
I know. I hate that this is not the unification match. I can't get away from that. I can't get away from they essentially squashed Punk a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And now here we are.
Where his leg or slash foot is magically okay?
Yeah, like it's just it makes me mad. It truly
I understand. Mad. I understand.
I still think Punk wins this year. Punk wins.
I do. I agree too. It's just, again, Punk either wins or Chicago riots.
And maybe that's what they want. Maybe they want to start a little riot. Maybe they want to piss people off. Maybe I don't know. I honestly don't know anymore with them.
Yeah.
Damian wants to know, how bad do y'all think Bobby Fish not renewing his contract will affect AEW?
Bobby Fish didn't renew his contract. AEW did. Or, I'm sorry, AEW didn't do it.
Either way, who gives a fuck? I think this is a bad move. They should not have let Bobby go. I think that you started building something, and now when you go back to it, when everybody's healed and you don't have anything to go back to, I think that's going to be a problem.
I think what they're doing is they let him go. And I think what's going to happen is that once Kyle O'Reilly's healed up, Adam Cole is back, once they get everything lined back up, then they, hey, Bobby Fish, want to come back? We can get this thing going. Because we don't have nothing, they probably just didn't truly have nothing for Bobby Fish with everybody else gone.
It feels very WWE to me, though.
I know.
AEW frustrates me lately. And it seems like every time we I'm excited for tomorrow. I think there's going to be, I'm spend the better part of my day watching professional wrestling. Nothing's better than that.
I think Tony's got too many people. I think he overloaded his roster.
Well, I just mean between WWE and AEW.
No, I know, but I'm going back to what you were just saying before that.
But it's so hard for me to, I'm tired right now looking at this card. My eyes hurt. I'm looking at this card, and the more I talk about each match and each build and each outcome, the more and more just exhausted it makes me, because they were doing so good for so long, and I feel like now we're back to when they first started, where everything feels like a giant clusterfuck.
I think a lot of that has to do with all the injuries he had, though.
But I'm sorry, WWE had a ton of injuries. They always go through this stage where they have a ton of injuries, and they're still able to pull something together, and at least in a weird roundabout way, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But over here, I just I'm looking at it, I'm like, why are you doing so much? You're trying to do too much, and that's what's affecting everything. I think you're doing too much all at one time. You could spread this out over some more events. You love doing random fucking Wednesday night, Grand Slam extravaganza, Fighter Fest, Rage in the Cage, Penis in your anus events. You have no problem doing that. And then when it gets to your pay-per-views, you put everybody and their fifth grandmother on a card. Everybody.
Because with pay-per-views, he can go as long as he fucking wants.
But like, and I agree with Dan. I'm hoping they hit the reset button after All Out. All right, so we're gonna sit in the theater tomorrow to watch this. We do it every time. We go, we sit in the movie theater, we have a good time. Me, Jackson. You're gonna now with your schedule, you're able to go with us more. Watch me by about like 9:30. I'm gonna get so annoyed with the event, even if it is good wrestling.
I feel like you're gonna get annoyed like an hour in. Come on now.
But I think I'm gonna get annoyed with the fact that like it's way too obvious, it's way too predictable.
Mm-hmm.
As things start happening, I think that's what's gonna piss me off. And I
think what's truly gonna piss you off is the fact that we're gonna be either halfway into the pay-per-view or well over halfway into the pay-per-view, and not a single fucking title has changed hands like the last one we watched together.
I'll throw something. I haven't done a video after an event before.
I'll do it with you if it happens.
I might do a video after. Like I might bring I'll make sure my phone's fully charged, everything. Dan says they need to do less stacked dynamites and add some good matches on Rampage and make both shows more watchable. Thank you. Rampage, and we talked about it. Was it last week? I think we talked about Rampage. How nothing ever happens on there that makes me want to turn it on and watch.
Yeah. That, and all I got to do is just wait till after Dynamite and just read the results.
Read the spoilers too. Also, yes.
Like stop pre-taping. I get it, you're saving costs, but stop, taping Rampage the same night as Dynamite.
You can't tell me that you can't fill Daly's Palace, whatever the fuck that place is called, on a Friday night for 2 hours, 1 hour. You can't tell me you can't put bodies in there. Bullshit.
I think they're just trying to save on cost. I think they're hemorrhaging money, and they don't want to let anybody know.
I wonder why you're hemorrhaging fucking money.
No, I agree 100%. I think
you literally have everybody that you could on your roster, and then you turned around and bought another company.
And you really haven't done much with said company. Otherwise, you'd be bringing in money.
I don't remember what show I was on or who said it or what. But why isn't Rampage an ROH show at this point?
Get rid of Dark. Get rid of Elevation. Get rid of Rampage. Put ROH on Friday nights. Have Dynamite on Wednesdays. ROH on Friday nights. There's your two brands. Split your rosters between AEW and Ring of Honor. If you want to keep Dark, that's cool because I get it. The YouTube show has been doing good for a lot of the talent that up and coming. That's cool. You can keep that. I'll give you that much. Dark or Elevation, whichever one you want to do.
Who cares?
That's your NXT. Just keep it at that. But you have ROH as your SmackDown, Dynamite as your Raw, and Dark or Elevation as your NXT, and you go with that and book it that way. You've got enough people. You
got to do something different.
You've got enough people between the rosters of AEW and Ring of Honor to make it work. Get somebody to help you book, Tony. Get somebody other than the elite. Get somebody that's going to come in there, help you book it out, show you how to truly do it, get you some good creative writers in there, so you can finally, once you get the people in place at the top, that you can actually do something with them instead of the Wardlows or the Hangman Adam Pages or the Thunder Rosas and not do shit with them when they get the title.
It's all AEW frustrates me to really no nth degree. Honestly.
Tony needs help, and he won't admit it.
He won't accept it. That's, I think, the problem. I wouldn't be surprised if there's been people saying that they'll offer to help him, and he's just not doing anything with it.
Because he's a fanboy who's servicing other fanboys.
Exactly. I don't have. I've talked that to nauseum.
I know,
On this
and I'm
program.
just
I did a
reiterating
45-minute rant like a month ago on how Tony Khan is a sweatshirt wearing bum.
I just would love to just be able to pick his brain and ask why he does the things he does.
I don't know. I don't have it in me. I really don't have it in me. I'm excited for tomorrow. I'm excited.
I am too.
You know, especially coming off of Clash of the Castle and how excited, how all that was, and then NXT shows always deliver, and AEW shows are yes, they're long as God fuck, but there's good wrestling in
all
there.
I'm gonna say is this, Tony, for the love of God, prove me wrong. Deliver it all out. Prove me wrong.
That's all we can ask for, I think. I think that's a great way to end the show. I'm not going to say a damn word else. We want to thank Alan Z Travel, specializing in creating the vacation of your dreams at Disney, Universal, or wherever your heart calls you. Let their talented team of travel experts, including yours truly, create a custom vacation for you without any of the stress. Tell them In This Very Ring sent you and use the link alonz-travel.com/take the trip to get in touch with one of us talented travel agents. Our topic of conversation tonight was Drew McIntyre not winning the main event of WWE Clash of the Castle is a major mistake, and that was brought to you by our friends at Specialized Physical Therapy.com. They're located in Cherry Hill in Burlington, New Jersey. Specialized Physical Therapy. Guys, that is it for us tonight. We're going to be back next week for our last September show, at least the one that I'm on, because I don't know if Butters is doing one while I'm gone. But we're out the 17th. We're 24th up in the air. And then that takes us right into October 1st. So we'll see you guys next week. Big recap show coming up. Damn. Big recap show coming up. So, guys, until next time, tell somebody you love them. Make sure you're following everybody and everything here at H&D Radio. We'll see you on the other side. Peace, love, and joy. We are out of here.